The 2024-25 Premier League season is officially over, and it was definitely a season to remember. And with Liverpool crowned as champions, along with some teams falling way below expectations, this season was definitely unpredictable. And that is why we felt there was no better time to look back at our Premier League predictions and see how we did. Boys, are we ready?
I'm sure there were a lot of egregious shouts preseason, but before we get into it, if you guys want to support us, make sure to check out our Patreon. Link is down below in the description. That is the best way to support us. Also, we want to thank you guys for 160,000 subscribers. The community is growing every day, and we truly, truly appreciate it. Now, without further ado, Millie, what's the first team?
Boys, the first team is Southampton. Southampton endured a dismal season, recording 12 points, the second lowest in Premier League history. Paul Onuachu's efforts were among the few positive in a dire campaign. The Saints' relegation was confirmed well before season's end.
All right, so Southampton, we're starting off
Cold.
we're not even starting off strong. We're starting off mild, I would say. Everyone knew Southampton was not going to have the best Premier League.
The best. Is this the worst ever Premier League?
Second worst. Derby County.
My goodness, 12
Second worst
points.
Yeah,
They got 12 points.
I think Derby
11?
County ended with. I don't even remember how much it was Derby County. Maybe 9.
This got to be the
No,
worst.
you cannot finish with 9 points.
They did.
That's 3 wins.
Bro, that's an Amrim December. That's Amrim December.
Don't worry, we'll get to Manchester United very soon if we're going bottom to top.
It's true.
That's for sure.
But listen, I don't know how I predicted these guys to finish 17th because I don't know. I mean, hindsight is 2020, but there was really nothing going on at this club. Almost every team was just a walkthrough.
I predicted them to finish last, so we hit on the money right there. One of the first on the monies I expect because last year Millie won. And this year, I'm coming for the crown, the Premier League
Redemption
crown.
season.
Is this an oracle situation?
No, no.
Whoever wins this, is this like an oracle situation?
Yes, because I'm going to win.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Vavra FC down. I had Southampton last as well, so I think this was very predictable. Like we said, horrible team and just horrible squad building.
I don't know what I saw in these guys.
Yeah, I know, me too. I had them 17th as well. I thought they would stay up, but they do not have.
Millie, name me one player on Southampton.
Vavar, name me one player that plays for Pro Vercelli.
Brother, that's a cheer.
You name me one player that plays for Provinciali.
One team in, and Vavar's already starting to quiz me, which is crazy. But Southampton, unfortunately,
League needs a good Southampton.
Sorry?
League needs a good Southampton.
League is dying for a good Southampton.
Come on, shout out Dibbling, like an amazing season from him.
If it ain't Graziano Pelle, I ain't watching. That's where we're going to leave it off. But Southampton, unfortunately, you are going down. And Pal and I will be getting some points for that, unfortunately.
It's the highest score wins, right?
Lowest score wins, unfortunately.
Oh, like golf. Oh. Never much of a golfer myself.
But as expected, Southampton were near the bottom of the table, which we predicted them to be. The next team, though, is one that actually surprised some people. It was Ipswich Town. Ipswich's return to the Premier League was short-lived as they faced challenges adapting to top-flight football. Liam Delap showed promise, attracting interest from top clubs. Despite their efforts, the Tractor Boys were relegated.
Ipswich, this is one of the most positive relegation stories that I've seen in a while. Because listen, good bones to the team, good young core. I mean, that team will now get shredded in the transfer market and taken.
The lab gone.
Shame.
Yeah.
McKenna, I would not be surprised also if Kieran McKenna got a bigger job this summer.
Davis might leave too, so.
It's a weird team. I had them 19th as I predicted, but for me, like, the project didn't look that bad. During the season, they even beat Chelsea at 1.20. McKenna was a decent coach. Delap was a positive. Even they invested heavy. Philogene, Julio Enciso loan. Like, they wanted to do something, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, it's a shame. This, unfortunately, they didn't do enough to stay in the Premier League. But this is a overall discussion about, is the Premier League too strong for these teams that are just making their way up? But Ipswich definitely, I think, were fan favorites, honestly. Liam Delap definitely earns himself a move to stay in the Premier League. Depends where he goes. Vavar, where do you think he's going to go?
Manchester United.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then Buemo too. Yeah, but
Buemo also, yeah, I agree.
Listen, there's a conversation about the Premier League being so hard to stay up, almost like it breeds good teams. That's like, look at the teams that recently have solidified themselves as Premier League teams. They're like Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth. Like, these are teams that beat the relegation and now are solid teams in the Premier League. So maybe there's a positive out of being so difficult to enter.
I don't know. I feel like there was a window that these smaller teams could have made the way up and stayed up, but now it seems like that window is closing very, very fast. The three teams that go up I think, was it 2 years in a row now? The exact same teams are going down. So not extremely competitive at the bottom of the table. But
I had Ipswich 15th. This is the first like pretty decent whiff.
add that to the tally, boss.
Yeah, because that's a +4. Right
But I don't
there.
think it's that.
not looking
It's a
good.
+4, but it's not that bad.
I agree.
not
Ipswich.
that bad.
I predicted Ipswich to be the most competitive of the teams that that came up, and they were.
They were, honestly.
But even though Leicester finished with more points, I don't know how that ended up happening. But
3 more points.
Yeah, but not this season for Ipswich. But still, like I still think there's something there.
So Ipswich, unfortunately, we will not see you in the Premier League next year. Thank you for playing, pretty much. But the next team, though, it is Leicester City. Leicester's campaign ended in disappointment as they failed to find consistent form to avoid the drop. Managerial challenges disrupted their season, leading to relegation. The Foxes will aim to bounce back from their Premier League exit.
What is there really to say about Leicester?
Yeah, this was kind of an irrelevant season. Other than Jamie Vardy getting that crisp 200, 500 stat line, there's really not much to say here about Leicester. They don't have that many young players coming through either. Like this might be, it's honestly a dark day for Leicester.
Yeah.
Like football club.
It's a shame, honestly, because I think Vardy was the last player from that 2016 Premier League winning side. So a lot of identity from those players is gone. Jamie Vardy was an icon of the club, but yeah, it will not be. It was his last game in the Premier League.
Do we think they're going down and staying down?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
The
a side
squad
that
isn't
came.
that good.
The side that came up was the Enzo Maresca Leicester
Yeah.
side. So it sucks that they lost their manager as soon as they came up. Leeds are kind of trying to do the same thing. Even though they won the championship, they're sacking their manager. I think
Crazy.
I've heard because they realize the gap between the Premier League and the bottom is so big. But yeah, this is gonna be a stay down situation.
So how many points did you guys gain, or did you guys
I
have?
put them 18th. So I only
yeah.
lost 1 point.
Okay. I had them 18th as well, so 1 point.
I put them 16th. Therefore, I lose 1 point.
2 points. 3 points.
3
Hold
point
up.
situation.
Where did they
2
finish?
points.
They finished 18th.
Yeah, they finished 18th, so you
Okay.
lost 2 points.
Yeah, I lost 2 points.
I had them 15th, so I lost 3 points. I mean, Leicester.
A little optimistic on them.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Just a vibe.
I can't even remember the reasoning because the squad really isn't that good.
Football heritage.
It's difficult looking back. Like you got to go in a time machine and see where your head was at in that time, because I don't know some of these predictions, and we're gonna get into some more in the
Yeah,
Like
I think
don't
it's
know.
just Leicester. Like in the past, they've been a decent side always. So like I figured they could stay up, but the project is really going nowhere now. They sacked their manager again. Like
Yeah.
it's a disaster.
Yeah, unfortunately, when they first won the Premier League, they were able to stay up, stay competitive, but unfortunately will not be happening again next season. However, the next team, gentlemen, we are out of the relegation zone, and we are somehow going to be talking about a Champions League side. It is Tottenham Hotspur. Despite a poor league finish, Spurs secured Champions League by winning the Europa League. Son Heung-min remained a key figure in their attack. Ange Postecoglou's side salvaged their season with European success.
Did anyone have Spurs in top 4?
I had them 4th. This is my biggest whiff.
I had them 5th. This is a monster whiff.
I had them 5th. So yeah, me too, Millie. This added 12 points to my tally.
I had them 5th as well.
Tally is rising for all of us.
Yeah.
You said it's kind of like golf. This is like if we hit the ball the other way. We
Straight
turned
into
on
the
the
sand.
green, then we turned around and just shot the other way.
We
Unless
shot
it's
on the other
PGA,
hole.
I don't even think they allow you. Like when I play on my local course, I hit 8. I read down 8. Even if
Yeah.
I do 10, it's snowman.
Exactly. You just gotta fit. But unfortunately, Tottenham did not fix the situation.
Such a weird season because obviously like Ange, I don't know if there's still hope for him because what he did in the Premier League was not watchable. Disastrous.
Maybe it was all planned. Spurs,
I guess.
Spurs
That's a
made Champions
crazy
League in the end.
And the team that they had, like I'm still advocating that it's a good team on paper. It's just for some reason it didn't work out. Even against the lower teams here, they lost a couple of points here and there. So I don't know what went wrong with Spurs this year.
Well, their last 5 games in the Premier League to end the season, not 1 win, 4 losses, 1 draw. So near the end of the season, they kind of just put all their eggs in that Europa League basket.
What the
The f just happened?
going on?
That's you.
I just put my finger. I put my finger on the f***ing...
The Playboy card started playing.
Keep that in, Ken.
But it really looked like near the end of the season, Tottenham were banking on the Europa League, and it paid off. They're in the Champions League, but at what cost?
I'll put this into perspective just because I read this stat today and it was even more embarrassing. They got 38 points in 38 games.
1 point a game.
Yeah, they got a draw basically every game. Equivalent.
Oh my God.
That's really bad. Like, Man United, we're not that far off, but like 38 and 30. You have to at least get 39.
You broke 40 at least.
Yeah, you got to break at least 40 points. Like,
Gotta break 40.
pop the champagne, you pass 40 points, but 38's embarrassing.
Really, can we investigate Amram's points per game average in the Premier League?
We might need to.
Much higher than 1.
Well, because he came in and you guys were what, 8th?
I don't know, but if it's higher than 1, it's a W for me in my books.
Why?
We lift those?
The bar is
We lift those.
Yeah, the bar is Ange Postecoglou.
Like he said, the storm is done and the good days are
What
coming.
are we looking at?
May 19, okay? Ruben Amorim has won 24 points in 26 Premier League games.
No.
Points per game ratio of 0.92. No, it can't be.
Just wait on us. Anyways, Tottenham. Yeah, embarrassing season. No really way to sugarcoat it. Even with the Europa League, I think Spurs fans are still disappointed in the season. So
Yeah, I think definitely questions will be asked about Tottenham. Postecoglou, stay or go, I don't know. But yeah, Tottenham, season to forget, but you're in Champions League, so enjoy that. But, gentlemen, unfortunately, we are not at the Red Devils just yet. It is Wolverhampton.
Before we get into the next team, we know the Champions League final is coming up, and here at Box to Box, we are hyped. We created an event in Montreal, so if you're in the area, make sure to check out our Instagram. We have all the information about the event. You guys can buy tickets, and if you can't make it in person, make sure to check out our live stream. We'll be live streaming all day on the 31st, so make sure to check that out.
Wolves secured Premier League safety under Vitor Pereira, finishing 16th. Mateus Cunha's 15 goals were instrumental in their survival. The team's resilience ensured their Premier League status.
Another team that I was just off. I don't know what I saw with Wolves.
you and Firms. I think Firms also rated. I don't know what you guys saw in Wolves. We were going through their starting 11 this morning. I spoke with Firms. Their starting 11 stinks. It reeks.
And it stunk at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
Listen, I had them 14th, but I was looking at the star power that they had. Acuna, first FPL asset, by the way, completely destroyed the Prem. And there's a reason why he's moving to I guess, lower
A
club.
massive club.
Yeah.
He's actually moving.
He's moving up, one place upwards.
One place up on the table. It's fair.
But I'm looking at the team, like, obviously the defense was atrocious, but the midfield, like, Lemina is a good player. Joao, what's his name? Gomes. Andre too is a decent player. Like, they have good quality pieces, but the coaches were not there this season.
Well, they picked up after they sacked Gary O'Neill. They picked up. So João Pereira, I think, is the coach name. He had a decent. I would keep him. Wolves might actually be higher up next year in my table, even if they lose Mateus Cunha and Ait Nouri. Suppose he might be going to Man City. I think they'll do decent next year because the coach was really, really good level.
But towards the end of the season, they were playing good football.
Yeah,
they were playing decent.
Yeah,
football.
they were.
So finally, where did you guys have them in your predictions?
16th.
12th.
14.
Oof.
We had them
12th
as
is
mid-table.
bad. 12th is really bad.
Yeah, I had them 18th relegated.
That's a good shot.
They weren't playing far off, but I got only 2 points from that, so I saved myself.
So what's our total tally right now? I'm at 18.
I'm at 5.
I prefer not to speak. At 22.
You're not at 5.
You're at 22?
I swear I'm at.
You're not at 5.
I forgot
You
about
forgot to
Spurs. I
add
forgot about
Tottenham.
Spurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Add that, John.
They're so high up here that I couldn't even see them.
Firms, once again, the biggest
I'm at
battle on
18.
Box to Box channel history is Firms and math.
I'm bringing a calculator next time.
The points seem very, very close so far, but we are on to the next team, and this is one that we are going to have a very nice conversation about, gentlemen. It is the Red Devils, Manchester United. Manchester United endured their worst campaign since 1974, finishing 15th. Bruno Fernandes' leadership was a rare bright spot in a tumultuous campaign. Managerial changes and inconsistent performances plagued their season.
This is where I reel back the points on you guys.
Yeah,
Well, only 3 points, my brother.
Bro, 3 points.
Generous.
3 point cut the lead. Cut the lead to 49 or whatever. But I knew they were going to be shit this season. I put 6 out of just pure, slight
Pure hatred.
Pure slight optimism, but I knew they were going to be shit.
This is a famous Box to Box moment. We all know where we put them.
Yeah, this is a top 4, if you watch the boxies, but
Say it out loud. Say it out loud for them.
I had them 3rd.
Third.
Millie, we got brainwashed by him.
Big chunk by 12 points. I don't know. I was optimistic about the Ugarte. I was optimistic about Xerxes. Onana was still there. I was hoping he'd have a turnaround season.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it didn't work
You
out.
see, this is going to work out for me next year because now these guys are going to put us like fucking 10th or 9th or something.
You're not getting me 3 years in a row, bro.
Yeah, you're not getting that.
You see? That's going to be the complete opposite of Oracle because next year we're going to make top 4 and you guys won't have them and you'll have them mid-table.
And now we just got another clip for the Boxies next year.
Perfect.
Well done, lads. That's crazy word. But yeah, that's a 12-point hit on my end.
Yeah. 12 points.
I don't miss much on Manchester
12
United, bro. I'll tell you when you're going to be good again. I've been right for the last 3 years about Manchester United.
Yeah, but Iwobi's better than Barcola, right? Anyways, insert clip.
Oh, he's lifting.
Anyway, Ken, don't insert that clip. We're not allowed to do that. We can't just pull out
Anyways,
clips from
insert
2 years
clip.
ago and say that you
Anyways,
can't do that.
Clip, insert.
Done. You want to prove a point? Insert clip.
God damn, but what happened with Manchester United, my brother?
Amarim happened.
Culmination of a bunch of... It was going down the shitter before Amarim also.
24 points in 26 games?
24 points. He actually has a worse points per game tally than the manager the winless Derby County with 11 points.
No, he doesn't. What the kind of math
He
are you
averaged,
on?
no, he averaged 0.92.
Give this guy
points.
a calculator.
Yes.
Or not,
And what's
0.94.
11 divided by 38?
Give this
Calma,
guy a
calma.
calculator too.
1 sec.
Are you the only
I
one?
had it. 1 sec.
6 or some shit.
I can't find it now.
I lost it.
Yeah, 1
But
sec.
Got lost in translation.
Doesn't matter. I mean, Ten
Everything-
Hag was what, 8th when he
everything
joined?
that could have gone wrong went wrong for Manchester United this season. But like Amarim said, the storm is done and the good days are coming.
What do you mean
And
everything went wrong?
Everything went wrong.
Nothing
Storm's
went
still
wrong.
brewing, bro.
It's just shit.
Nothing went wrong. It went.
No, but that's...
it went
Everything
good.
went
The
great.
season went
No,
actually
but
good.
you're acting as if it was like out of the power of Manchester United.
Yeah.
They appointed a manager that did worse than the previous manager, which they sacked.
Yeah, but that was mid-season. Like, beginning of the season, Ten Hag started off horrendously, but he had just come off of a trophy. So, like, we're not lifting that, but what
I
I'm
mean,
saying is that, like,
it's acknowledged.
there was a
No.
little bit of an optimism.
Ten Hag wouldn't have finished 15th. I can guarantee you that.
We would have
Yeah,
finished
okay.
15th next year, maybe.
Here's the stat. Won 24 out of 26 Premier League, 24 points out of 26 Premier League games. Points per game for Amarim, 0.92. This is lower than Paul Jewell's Premier League points per game, 0.94, who managed 24 winless games at Derby when they finished on 11 points.
How does that
in
make
2007, 2008.
How does that make sense?
Don't worry, it's okay.
Don't worry, it's okay. That's
yeah.
what I say to someone on a sinking ship. Don't worry.
But
it's
look,
okay.
with Embuemo next year, with Cunha, with the lap, we're gonna be
Bro,
back.
look at the bar,
We'll be back.
bro. Look at the bar
We'll
we
be
were
back.
signing.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
but anyways,
Cunha and Buemo are great.
But
Like, those
anyways,
are great
guys,
purchases.
let's sign Kolumwani on loan and
There
let's
it is.
sign
Unload the
Kalulu,
chamber.
Kalulu.
I like how he switches to the Juventus game.
Unload the chamber on him.
And then
Yeah.
we signed Ozyman and then
Yeah.
But quick prediction, will they finish above or below 15th?
I think above. Come on, 1 game a week.
I think they're gonna finish below.
I'm just making sure we got a clip for later.
close but above.
So 2 of the biggest letdowns in this Premier League campaign are officially done. The next one in 14th place, it was West Ham United. West Ham's season was underwhelming, finishing 14th under Graham Potter. Jared Bowen's efforts provided some attacking spark. The Hammers struggled to find consistency throughout the campaign.
I feel like this is going to be a pretty big whiff for a lot of us also because West Ham came into the season, Lopetegui just got appointed. They were looking to play like some pretty liquid football, to be honest, and they had just signed Fulkrug, who had a lot of hype after the Euros and the season that he had at Dortmund. So, and Todibo also, they signed Todibo, who was really hyped up.
To add on top of Bowen, Kudus,
Yeah.
Kilman, like this is, and Wan-Bissaka too joined.
Tillman joined the summer
Yeah,
also.
exactly. So,
I
it was
had
a
them
good team.
I had them 9th, but
Yeah,
they
I
finished
had them
14th.
top 10 as well.
I had them
9th.
Yeah.
I had them 9th as well.
Bro,
We thought this was a top 10 side. On
Yeah.
paper, it looks
really
like a
good.
very good
If they would have sacked him early in the season, I think they could have actually bounced back, but it was just too late in the season.
I don't know.
But yeah, definitely lost some points on that one, fellas. How many points did you guys lose?
5 points. But West Ham, it was a interesting season, but
They'll be
I
back
think-
better next year.
yeah, I actually think next year, the issue is that they were built to play so counter-attacking and then they go and try and play possession football this season with Potter and Lopetegui. It was very weird, the construction of the squad, because like you're trying to play possession football with Edson Alvarez at CDM, and it was questionable decisions all around. Fabianski and Nets, Areola and Nets, trash, both of them. So
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we will have to add some points to our tallies. The next team, though, is Everton. David Moyes returned to Everton, guiding them to a 13th place finish. Jordan Pickford's consistent performances were crucial in their defensive solidity. The Toffees bid farewell to Goodison Park with a stable season.
on the money.
Oh,
all
yeah?
net 13. I predicted them 13. It was low-key looking bad at the beginning of the season though. But
Yeah.
David Moyes came in and had a generational run for basically an in-season management. David Moyes, you're looking at West Ham, the team that they sacked David Moyes. They're going to be better next year.
No.
Maybe David Moyes is just a genuinely underrated manager. He's always been the one that stabilized the ship. Everton don't have that good players either. So honestly, 13 was a generous season for them. I'd say that's actually a good season.
They went a whole season and finished 13th without a proper striker.
Exactly.
Without a good striker.
Well, Beto, Serie A striker, goes to the Prem.
In my opinion, he's not good.
That was a star striker in your
No,
league.
he wasn't. I don't know why Everton bought Beto for like 30 million.
And Dai was playing winger, right?
No, he was playing striker.
He was playing striker?
But it's crazy because Everton's coming off a season where there was a lot of turmoil within the club. There was some talk about point deductions, relegation even.
But look, new stadium now, so it's good. Maybe things are going to pick up at Everton. They're linked to Delap as well. They're trying to get Delap as well. So
if you lose Delap to Everton,
they're going to start shooting higher on the food poll. So let's see how Everton turns out.
Anyway, you were on the money. I missed heavily. I said relegation. 18.
Damn.
Beginning of the season wasn't crazy to say, bro.
I was trying to be a visionary.
Wasn't crazy to say.
I feel like beginning of the season with Sean Dyche, it's hard to have them relegated after saving them so many times. But
I remember
They
my
were right
words.
there.
I remember my words. It's coming for Sean Dyche.
One day.
Today, this is the season, but
I had them 12, so I'm 1 point off. I was around there.
Cheeky, I had them 15th, so I was 2 points. 2 points will be added to my tally. But now, in 12th place, we have a team that actually came home with some silverware this season. It is Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace this season was highlighted by their first ever FA Cup triumph. Eberechi has contributed to 8 goals and 8 assists, leading their attacking efforts. Oliver Glasner's management brought silverware to Selhurst Park.
this is where Pal FC starts hitting. I had them 11th. Crystal Palace was a team that we kind of didn't expect much from because, you know, you lose a very strong forward. Olise.
Speak for yourself, bro. Go, keep going, but speak for yourself, bro. This isn't, you're not speaking in terms of us. I had Crystal Palace 7th, so I expected stuff, and that stuff happened. It's just,
I don't know, when you lose Olise, they did a lot of good transfers, but they also lost Olise. So to try to counteract that, they had a very bad start to the season. I think they were one of the worst teams in the Premier League on expected points versus how many points they actually got. But then towards the end, they started turning it around.
And I remember at the end of last season, the Mateta, Olise, and Eze was cooking. So we saw something positive with Glasner Ball. It didn't work out. I have them 10th. Actually, I'm 2 points off, so that's not even that bad.
Yeah.
What else?
They won a
is there to
trophy.
say? They won a trophy, which is great. Honestly, they have a good team. I see it's a positive future.
A couple more pieces, and they're definitely a proper top 10.
They got through the hangover, the Olise-less hangover.
am I crazy for saying that if Crystal Palace would have kept Olise this season, they could have finished like
Higher up.
seventh or eighth.
no, forget 7th. I'm talking about more like around Aston Villa, bro. Like Aston Villa
Olise
finished
is not.
6th.
Olise doesn't push that much of a needle for a Prem team.
Oh, you do not know ball.
Come on now.
You do not know ball.
nuts,
Come on,
man.
bro. Olise's up there.
And what's
Inter?
crazy?
What about
What's
Inter?
crazy is that Glasner was rumored to be sacked early on in the season because he started off horribly.
Yeah,
So,
I remember that.
But good on them for sticking with their manager, like we did with Amarim. We're both gonna pay.
It's going to
Pay
be
for your- pay for your crimes.
dividends exactly
Yeah.
next year when Crystal Palace
Finish
I
above
won't
you
say
again.
anything. When Crystal Palace win Europa League and Man United finish top 4.
Who would have thought Crystal Palace having a better season than Man United
not on my
and a
bingo
trophy
card.
on their dome?
Definitely not on my bingo card. But gentlemen, we are nearing the top 10. The team that just missed out on 10th position, it is Fulham. Fulham secured an 11th place finish with contributions from Anthony Robinson and Alex Iwobi. Robinson was a standout at left back, combining 10 assists with solid defensive work all season. Iwobi added flair and end product in the midfield, finishing with 9 goals and 6 assists this season.
I remember I got made fun of for making this prediction of Fulham would finish 12th, and they actually finished higher. So I got made fun of. I said I like Marco Silva. I like Fulham. They're always a defensively solid team. Marco Silva was actually linked to the Al Hilal job, but it looks like Inzaghi's going to take that job instead.
Little stray there. A little stray in a Premier League video, a little stray.
But yeah, I had them 12th. They finished 11th, so very good season.
Nobody.
I had them 14th.
I had them 17th, so I completely whiffed on this one. I did not see, because I remember there being some departures. I don't know if this was the Mitrovic year where he dipped.
No, that was
Last
last
year.
year.
I just
Long season, huh?
Yeah.
but they must have not reinforced their team enough at the beginning of the season, if I'm remembering right. So I didn't really see a project going on.
They brought in Emil Smith Rowe,
Sasha Lukic.
They brought in another person we're forgetting, I think.
Well, listen, Robinson had an amazing year.
They brought Joaquim Anderson from Crystal Palace.
That's a good purchase.
Yeah.
Raúl Jimenez came out of nowhere. Was great this season, but apart from that, like, honestly, 11 is pretty unpredictable.
They weren't a team that you played and just stomped on.
Team to play.
Very
Fulham,
tough.
I love Fulham. I don't know how many times I need to say this on the channel. There's something about these teams that play in black and white in the Prem that I love. Newcastle and Fulham.
Just clip the first part where he says there's something about black and white teams that I love.
Yeah.
That's not what
Biggest
Yeah,
event.
clip
I'm
that.
surrounded by
What did you
Juventus
say?
fans.
I said there's something about teams that play in black and white in the Prem.
Cut.
Something about teams that
Cut,
play
clip,
black and
send.
white.
Cut.
Boys, we are now into the top 10 of the table. These teams definitely showed up in the Premier League. In 10th place, Brentford is here. Brentford's season was marked by Brian Mbeumo's 20-goal campaign, making him one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League. Yohan Wissa added 19 goals, showcasing their attacking depth. Thomas Frank's side secured a comfortable mid-table finish.
Apologies. We've got it massively wrong. I predicted them 16th.
I had 15th.
But I should have known with an elite player like Mbeumo, like top of the Premier League level player Mbeumo.
He was there the year before.
And Wissa.
I should have known. I should
Can't
have
be
known.
me, bro.
But we
Thought
thought
I'm 11th.
Cook City.
Bro, I saw Mbeumo
Casual.
Wissa, bro. I saw that from a mile away, bro.
Name me
ask
a
him?
No,
Name me
don't
one
hit me
other
with that,
player.
bro.
One other
Do not
player.
hit me with that, bro.
Name
Do not
me
hit
one.
with that.
That's
there's
not
an
Mbeumo
Italian.
and
There's an
Wissa.
Italian on Brentford.
Gentlemen, we are talking about their
There's an
season.
Italian,
It's not
come
a
on.
quiz, bro.
There's
This
an
ain't-
Italian
This
on
ain't a game
Brentford.
show. This ain't a game show.
Who's the manager?
We're talking about predictions here, bro.
Goalie.
We are talking about predictions.
Oh my
Someone.
God.
Okay, one other
Defender.
player.
Okay, gentlemen, where did you have them?
Yeah, I whiffed on this one. I had them 16th.
15th.
I don't know why Eric Frank is a good coach.
Because they
had a
sold
good
Tony.
team.
That's the
Yeah.
issue. That's why people predicted them to not do as good, because Ivan Tony scored, 20 goals for them last season?
Yep.
You were expecting, maybe there's going to be missing some goals here and there. And they didn't finish that high with Tony, too. I think they finished like 13th or 12th with Tony. So you thought, there's going to be some regression.
Looked like a step back.
Team actually got better, I think, without Ivan Tony, which is crazy to say.
Damsgaard, Sade, who else?
Damsgaard had a great season.
Don't they have another guard?
Coyote had played very well.
Yeah, Norgard.
Janelt.
Yeah,
Is
no.
Damsgaard from Serie A? Or am I
Yeah.
Yes,
Sampdoria
from
legend.
Sampdoria.
Bro, Serie A products just...
Only
they
took
just
fucking
cook.
half a decade to start playing well at Brentford.
Bro,
but yeah.
it was that
He's always
forehead.
good.
It was building up
It
that
was always
forehead
good.
of his.
Yeah, mega mind.
But Brentford is really a team that them and Bournemouth for me are stepping into the another level.
Well, they were tied on points.
Yeah.
They were pretty much there. I think it just came down to goal difference, if I'm not
They're the new mid-table clubs that are pushing for those top 8 spots next
But
year.
I actually feel bad because we're gonna rate them for a Mbeumo. Their best player's gone again 2 summers in a row.
They've done well without Tony and stuff, so who knows?
So Brentford definitely had a season to remember. The boys did not predict them to be that high up. But the next team, though, has a future Real Madrid Don in their back line. What a season for Bournemouth. Andoni Iraiola's high-pressing tactics propelled Bournemouth to a 9th place finish. Justin Kluivert's hat-trick of penalties against Wolves was a standout moment. The Cherries' attacking approach made them one of the season's surprise packages.
I mean, who could have seen that Dean Huijsen explosion coming? Definitely not Gentoli, but who could have seen that Dean Huijsen lob? Who could have seen that Dean Huijsen explosion onto the scene?
3 times you have to say it.
Who could have seen? Brother, we all saw. Who could have seen?
Didn't see it. Who could have seen?
Who could have seen? Sounds like a play, bro.
Not the
like
rest of that
Shakespeare.
team. Not the rest of that team that was elite this season. No, just Huijsen.
Who could
Yeah.
have seen?
Who could have thought?
And low-key, I think Bournemouth could have finished even higher in the table. I think they were actually quite unlucky this season.
At the end of the season, they started falling off, but I've been an enjoyer of Iraola ball. I had them 11th and they ended up 9th. So I'm a
Same thing.
What?
Same exact thing for me.
Oh yeah, for real?
Yeah.
Iraola honestly is building something special there, and I think they're investing a lot. And the fact that their scouting is finding these players like Hausen and stuff, I feel like they have a good project going on. So I'm excited for next year.
It's crazy. I had them outside the top 10.
2. I had them
Zero ball
12th.
knowledge,
I had them
Millie.
12th. Terrible. I have to balance out somehow, bro.
13. This is actually a shambolic performance by Pal FC. Shambolic.
Would you have them?
13th.
Another video.
Who could I say?
Who would have thought? Crazy. We are getting very close to the European spots, but unfortunately, some teams did miss out. And in 8th place, unfortunately, Brighton, you did not get European football, but a very decent season. Brighton continued their impressive form, finishing 8th under Fabian Hürzeler. Karumi Toma and Joao Pedro provided attacking flair, while Yakuba Minte contributed 6 goals and 4 assists. Despite a strong campaign, they narrowly missed out on European qualification.
A lot of moving pieces at Brighton.
Yeah.
Just never knew the start. I think there was a different starting 11, like for the majority of the season. Over 25 games, they never had a consistent starting 11.
But you're always going to get that at Brighton.
Yeah, that's true.
There's always going to be moving pieces because the amount of players they buy, the amount of players they sell is ridiculous.
We know because FPL-wise, brother, we didn't know who to pick up or who to drop because they're always...
But we didn't see this Hürzeler actually being a good manager arc in this season's, let's just say, script. Because he's actually turned into his Brighton squad. To finish 8th with that Brighton squad...
It's really good.
Is actually a very big achievement.
Bro, they spent 230 million last time. I don't want to hear nothing.
Oh my God.
But honestly, like coming from the Zerbi, like we all figured that there would be a downgrade. But Hürzeler did pretty well. So I mean,
They did so well. Such an underdog, spending the most in the Premier League last
they should have done better, in my opinion.
Bro, you spend the most out of it. It's like if, I don't know, like a mid-table Serie A team spent the most out of any team in the league. I expect them to finish in the top 10.
Yeah.
Well,
but when everybody else is spending just as much, like
No, but they spent the most.
So where did you guys have Brighton at the beginning
I
of the
had them
season?
10th.
I had them 13th.
I had them 13th also.
14th.
So we were not high on the new age Brighton,
No.
unfortunately. So that means they did succeed then.
Yeah, they had a very good season.
They exceeded our expectations.
But Hürzeler was the youngest manager in Premier League history. That's why I really stress how good Hürzeler was in his first good season. This guy's like 33 or 34, if I'm not mistaken.
Should be
And
still playing, bro.
Exactly. He could low-key jump out there.
Strap them up.
Yeah, he could low-key strap him up.
Emergency situation, bro.
Yeah.
Inter, Marotta, investigate.
I have players that are older than Brighton,
Yes,
coach.
Achedby scored and he's older than the manager.
Your average age is older than
Class is
Hürzeler.
permanent, bro. Class is permanent. That's all I gotta say. But Brighton, very decent season in the 8th spot. And in number 7, we've been following this team since the beginning of the season. It is Nottingham Forest. Under Nuno Espirito Santo, Forest achieved their best top-flight finish since 1995, securing a Conference League spot. Chris Wood netted 20 goals, while Nikola Milenkovic bolstered their defense. The City ground witnessed a season of revival and ambition.
This is bad.
Yeah, it's definitely not good on any of our lists. But
Biggest whiffs.
we since we all got it bad, it really doesn't matter.
But how
It all
bad
balances out.
did you guys do as bad as me?
I put them 18th.
I put them 19th.
I had them 18th.
I put them 16th.
Millie Oracle.
Millie ball
status.
knowledge.
Millie always a visionary.
What do you mean? Or ball knowledge. You got me confused. I put them 16th, bro.
What an incredible season though for Nottingham. I mean, who could have predicted like Chris Wood turning into like prime R9?
Not us.
Yeah.
State of the Premier League.
Exactly, not us.
Chris Wood, 32-year-old, just
Stomping all over the league.
playing football and just
It's not
scoring
like,
like
he's been a
goals.
consistent Premier League player for the last decade. They also had major steps up from players like Murillo turned into a top tier center back this year.
Torino legend Olaina stepping in as one of the best right backs in the
Bro, I
Prem.
really like this team. I don't know. I started following their socials too, and the players, like, they have a good squad. If they can
Following the socials is crazy.
no, like not actually following the socials, but
Gotta
if you
keep
watch
that. I
enough,
like following.
If you watch enough on the For You page, it starts like I don't know. They make a lot
Like
of good
having
content.
your clubs following on Instagram, Juventus, Arsenal, and Nottingham Forest is crazy.
No, but Nottingham Forest is a great story and it's a good team. You think they're going to retain most of their players?
Yeah, well, they're playing Europe next season. I think there's no players in that starting 11 that I'm screaming. Maybe Morgan Gibbs-White because he's linked heavily to Manchester City. But I don't think there's any players in that starting 11 that you're saying, oh, they're definitely going to get. It's not like an Olise Crystal Palace situation where you're like, what's he doing in that
Well,
team?
Morgan Gibbs-White would be a big miss, but I think during the season he got injured for a while and they were still doing good.
Yes, because
so-
Elliot Anderson came in, the guy
Yeah.
that they bought for 40 million from Newcastle. He's actually been good when he's been called upon. So
Yeah, they have a cool
They
project.
already have Morgan Gibbs-White low-key replaced. So
That's bold. It's hard to replace Gibbs.
It's hard, but they were low-key better when he was out the team.
I think now the glue is Nuno Espirito Santo because if he leaves,
He's
then-
leaving.
Yeah, that's the rumors.
Crazy how fast that relationship deteriorated. It's kind of
But
Shocking.
would that
What
not
they
be a somewhat desirable job, you think, in the summer?
Yeah,
I think so.
You have a
Very
team that
solid
wants to
bones.
spend Wants to keep players.
The owner seems involved.
I don't know. Wait, let's expect a decent transfer market.
Inzaghi to Nottingham Forest?
Who says
no?
no?
They would offer more money.
Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham
Conte.
Forest would say no, low key.
Conte would win the league with that team.
Doesn't fit his profile, unfortunately.
No, he has too many games a week. It's not.
Yeah.
Now he has Conference League.
And an honorable mention to Matt Selves, one of the Premier League's best goalkeepers this season.
It's definitely true because they went from having one of the worst goalkeepers in the Premier League when Matt Turner was playing to one of the best goalkeepers. So incredible work by the recruitment team.
Good scouting.
Same thing's gonna happen when Onana leaves.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Boys, we are now officially in the top 6 of the Premier League table. And the team that finished 6th, unfortunately, heartbreak on the last day of the Premier League, it was Aston Villa. Aston Villa narrowly missed out on the top 5, finishing 6th due to goal difference. Ollie Watkins led their attack with 16 goals, while Unai Emery's tactical acumen kept them competitive. Villa's consistent performances earned them a Europa League spot.
So Paolo, I'll take my kit in size medium.
Medium? You sure not large?
Medium. Not
Well,
large yet.
What was the bet?
Explain the bet.
What was the
This is the
place?
stupidest bet ever, bro. You want something else?
Go. What? I know. I want my Aslani kit hotly pressed. I want it right off the press. Also.
I don't
Okay?
know why we bet this. I have no idea why. But I have to buy him an
Aslani Aston Villa kit.
Aslani Aston Villa kit.
I don't
For those who
think
don't
they
know,
even allow
Aslani
you.
never played for Aston Villa.
I don't even think they'd allow you to put that name on the back.
Oh, you can customize it.
China? Bro, China will allow you to put whatever you want.
You best believe.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to find out, bro.
But was the place that you had them?
I said I had them 3rd, but our bet was if they finish above 4th, I win. If they finish below 4th, he wins. And listen, it came down to the last day. Do we know how to make a line? We know how to make a betting line.
You guys had very high expectations for Aston Villa. I remember even Varvar in Champions League, you had them like 3rd or 4th.
I actually predicted them to do better in Champions League
Yeah.
than they would do in the Prem, which I mean,
You could.
looking back, I think that was actually a good prediction. I predicted them 8th in the Premier League, which I mean, 2 points difference. I'll take that for Aston Villa.
They were weird because in January it looked like they were reinforcing with Rashford and even Malin. They spent a lot on him, but in reality, like they were still there. They never really moved up or down. I had them 8th, so I'm 2 points off.
Let's just say Millie FC getting 0 points for this job. Directly 6.
Damn.
Top 10 aura moments right there.
That's just how we do it.
It's
over
not
at Millie
fair,
FC.
bro. It's not fair that he gets all these right.
The less,
goes like this.
the less you know
the
about
better.
the Premier League, the better.
Because it's just off of gut.
Yeah.
It's off of just like, you look at it and you figure, okay, who's 6th? And
Yeah.
Aston Villa was calling to me. Aston Villa was definitely
I'll
calling.
give you a layup. Who's Aston Villa striker?
Are you
Come on.
serious?
You know this one. Just think about it.
Morgan Rogers.
Oh my God!
He's there though.
I fucking lost to this guy.
Come on. Ollie Watkins, my brother.
Bro, he doesn't even play for Aston Villa anymore, bro. He plays for Manchester United now. Just wait for the
Morgan Rogers?
Just wait for the transfer.
He's
bro.
trying to play off the
Just wait
fact.
for the transfer, bro.
He's trying to play off. He's trying to give off that gimmick.
If only you knew that I'd just give you all wrong answers every single time.
Yeah.
Morgan Rogers. Surprised you knew Morgan Rogers at least.
Young
What
player
a
this
season by Morgan Rogers though.
Yeah.
That was really good to
My
watch.
FPL pickup too. Bro, I'm just cooking.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking cream you guys in FPL.
Yeah, you better join next
I
year.
actually cannot believe. You actually have no. I will have
Millie, you
binders.
will finish last.
I have binders and
Binders.
booklets.
No, I
of
don't know.
just
Last is tough.
Stats.
Huh? No,
Last-
'cause we're not gonna have.
No,
we're not
last,
gonna have
last is
Tommy
as if
Lane.
I deleted the app and I just let it
We're
ride.
not gonna have Tommy Lane. We're not gonna have. Bro, Millie,
Shout out.
Shout out Tommy
actually,
Lane.
bro,
Tommy
this,
Lane.
this is fueling me right now. I need the season to start now.
Shout out TL3.
Shout
I need
out.
the season to start now so I
Shout
can
out
just
TL3.
fucking
Ugats
cream
FC,
everyone.
we will be back.
And unfortunately, with a poor final match, Aston Villa missed out on Champions League. But a team that just scraped in on the same amount of points as Aston Villa, it was Newcastle. Newcastle secured 5th place and a Champions League spot, along with marking their first trophy in 70 years with a League Cup win. Alexander Isak stood out with 23 goals, becoming the league's 2nd highest scorer. The Magpies' resurgence under Eddie Howe was a season highlight.
Overall, good season by Newcastle.
The glaze does not stop for Newcastle. What a project they're having, and honestly, they could have even done better if they finished off a couple of games. But I think the season is a success. God damn, season is a success.
A lot of S's in there.
Yeah. You guys can tell we raw dog these. One take. No fucking around. No redos. If we add the success.
No edits.
We emphasize it. Don't worry, we'll let it be known that there is.
and Newcastle finished with a trophy, which is
Yes.
very good for them.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe is cooking.
Yeah, this is definitely one of their best seasons, honestly. Bringing silverware back and you're finishing in Champions
Finished
League
in all 4 of our top 10 seasons in the world, club seasons.
Yes.
Check out
By the way,
our
check
rankings.
out our well, it's not power rankings, season power
Season
rankings.
ranking.
Yeah, on our podcast channel. So check that out if you want to see it. But I mean, listen, this is overall just a very good team. I think there's some things they need to fix over the summer, however, but
I needed a win in the last week, Newcastle, because I had you guys 4th. I would have actually been like Oracle status if you guys would have won that game. But I mean, 4th, 5th, I'll take the 1 point, you know? And everyone was doubting me when I said Newcastle going to make potential Champions League this year. Everyone said they didn't reinforce this summer. I remember this.
Is this
But there are
everyone-
holes.
Is
I
this
stuck that in
everyone
the back.
This
Stuck that in the
everyone?
back.
Is it in the room or?
Why, you had Newcastle CL?
I had them 5th.
Oh, that-
6th
Ooh,
actually.
that's
No,
not CL.
not
Okay,
Champions
thank
League.
you.
But I'm 1 point, just like you, my brother.
Negative aura.
Listen, I had them 7th, missing out on Champions League as well.
Me too.
So was not high on them making top 5, but definitely surpassed all expectations in the 5th spot.
early prediction. If they maybe buy another forward, they buy a couple of defenders.
Well, they're keeping. I would assume Champions League makes them a desirable spot now. They're
Yeah.
going to keep their players.
Oh, they're making quarterfinals of Champions League and top 4 next year minimum.
Honestly, I agree. I think now mainstay for Newcastle is Champions League spot, top 4.
Yeah, I
easily
agree.
every year.
So, boys, we are heading into the top 4 of the Premier League. Some whiffs, some misses, but I think we hit on a couple of them. Where are you at with the points?
I'm at 69. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. I'm at 74.
I'm at 71.
Okay, so Paolo,
I'm in the lead.
I'm at 63, gentlemen. I'm at 63 points. Listen, this is a nice golf game of mine.
Millie just whipped it out on the table and said, "Look at this fucking dong I have right here."
They doubt my Premier League.
Millie,
knowledge.
name one player in the Premier League.
They doubt my Premier League knowledge, bro. Marcus Rashford, bro. That's the first thing that comes
Yeah,
up because he's an All-Star. Oh, there we go. Easy brownie points like that.
got the streets.
Ain't no limit to the glaze.
Some easy points there. Easy points there. But gentlemen, we are nearing the end. We are now in the top 4 and just making it into the top 4. It is Chelsea. Under Enzo Maresca, Chelsea secured a Champions League berth with a crucial 1-0 win over Nottingham Forest. Cole Palmer emerged as a key player, contributing significantly to their attacking prowess. The Blues' late significant surge highlighted their potential under new management.
Once again, apologies.
Another miss at Pal FC.
Apologies.
Yeah,
How bad?
miss at Millie
How big
FC
of an
as well.
apology?
6 points apology. I had them 10.
I had them 9th.
Ooh, I had them 7th.
Yeah, but so I had them 8th. Okay, so you had them the highest, Firms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Firms obviously Chelsea Glaze.
Yeah,
Up the Blues, my brothers. But at the beginning of the season, I wasn't as optimistic as I am at the end, obviously, because they made top 4. But I think the project that they have is going great. And I think the team that they have is good. Enzo Maresca, you could hate him, but I like him personally. And
The issue I have with Chelsea's project is, okay, you guys made top 4 this season. Where's the progress next season? Are they competing for the title? I don't think so. Personally.
I feel like it's going to take a lot of years.
You have such
yes.
standard. You have such like double standards when it comes to Chelsea.
Bro,
versus
did you
United.
not see
It's
Reece
crazy.
James like when they were celebrating in the locker room? He was like, bro, he was on teams that were winning Champions Leagues. And
Sancho was celebrating that top 4, but you're
Yeah,
getting
you're gonna
sent
be there.
right back to Manchester United.
But those are the players, like Sancho's not going to be there next season, hopefully. Like you upgrade those players to a better left
But you're
winger.
twerking for the management that brought in Sancho.
Well, the
They're paying
the management
us-
also
they're-
brought in Moises Caicedo for 100 million. Everybody called him a flop.
Take him back.
Everybody called Moises Caicedo a flop, and this guy was one of the best in the world.
You hit, you missed. It's the
Yeah,
cycle of
Declan
football.
Rice for 100 mil better.
No,
Facts.
Facts.
not
Caicedo
wrong.
is the best.
Millie
CDM in the
knows
league.
ball.
Not wrong.
best CDM in
Caicedo
the
is the
league.
best CDM in the league?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we're just lying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we're going to need to see what Chelsea does in the transfer market and see where that project is going for next season. But now, in 3rd place, a team that we will definitely going to have to add some points to the tally. It is Manchester City. Manchester City finished 3rd and during one of their toughest campaigns since 2016-2017. Erling Haaland remained a prolific goal scorer with 22 goals, while Kevin De Bruyne bid farewell in his final league appearance. The team secured their Champions League spot with a decisive win over Fulham on the final day.
Honestly, for how shambolic this season was for Manchester City, Pep brought it back. And like, whether they finished 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, 5th, they made Champions League. They missed out on trophies. They went to a final. I mean, they lost to Real Madrid in the Champions League. Like, it's not that horrible history book-wise. We know how bad it was. They lost to Juve.
Well, it's a failure of a season for Man City, but the way they caught it back, I guess, in the top 4 race was good.
But the cracks are starting to show. Like, not only on the pitch, like off the pitch also. Like Morgan Gibbs-White's a good player, but you just got rejected by Florian Wirtz for like your rivals in Liverpool. And you're going to spend, let's say, 80 mil on Morgan Gibbs-White. Like, the cracks are showing, you know?
But Vavra, they've been getting denied big players. They just volume
Haaland.
shoot.
Haaland is not... bro.
I hate Bruno Fernandes, but he could have went to Man City.
Yes, I agree.
He was almost at Man City. Like
Yeah,
they've been...
we're united.
They've been not getting big players, but they just volume shoot on all the big players every year.
But they also just got Marmoush for 70 million. I know he's
Miss.
not yet.
I don't
You can't say that yet.
Miss. But
That'll be in good takes for the Boxies next year.
What?
That Marmoush is a miss.
Bro, what do you consider a miss next season?
That they bought a player that had 24 goals and assists, and he had like 30 goals and assists in 24 games, and he came and now he has like 9.
It's good.
in half a season, like
Okay, so
Coming on
Gyökeres,
to
when he
the-
gets 9, I'll remember that.
That'll
no,
be
it's different
bad.
because if he gets transferred, he has a summer to acclimate. Like Marmoush came in January.
He played
started
like the
playing a week
freaking-
later.
Yeah, a few days after.
So
Okay, we'll see.
And let's not forget, Man City during that period was not doing great.
At all.
So I had them second, and they finished third, so I'm 1 point off.
Likewise.
I had Man City third. No, I'm not that.
I had
I'm
Man
not
City
that
first.
Oracle. I had
Oh,
them first. Sorry.
I had them first as well. Marva and I crowned them as Premier League champions,
Yeah.
but it was not meant to be. So unfortunately, season to forget, I would
Yeah.
say, for Manchester City, considering their standards. So
The table really wrote itself. Like, Man City always wins, so you had them first. You know, we'll always finish the second, and then it was more the third, fourth. It started getting a bit more complicated. You know.
I mean, me and
Man
Pala
City
had,
didn't finish first.
Yeah, but we know we finished second.
But Man City didn't finish first.
But we know we finished second.
Who?
and that is why we are headed to second place, and it is Arsenal. Arsenal secured a second place finish for the third year in a row, showcasing consistent form under Mikel Arteta. Declan Rice anchored their midfield, while Bukayo Saka provided attacking flair. Despite their efforts, the Gunners could not overtake Liverpool in the title race.
I'm not alone this time. Firms, who did you put first?
I had Arsenal as well. I figured, I remember saying this.
Fell into the Man U gimmick. Fell into the Arsenal gimmick.
No, because I remember saying this. Manchester City will not go back to back to back. It just won't happen. I was right about that, but
They
I
did
guess
go back to back to back. It was were they going to go back to back to back to back?
4 in a row was the question.
they were never
lot
going to
of
do that. And I put all my eggs in that basket, and I figured who is going to be contending with them? Arsenal, who finished second last year as well. And listen, they finished second as well.
I think we can pencil in who we got next year for second place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Already on my list.
Well, I got 0 on this. This is a 0 situation. Vavar got 0 on this one as well.
I got 0 on this as well.
Yeah, so we count those. We take
But
that.
yeah, no. Even if you sign, let's say, Prime CR7 and Prime Messi, I'm gonna have Arsenal second next year. I can't.
I'll
get
keep
that.
it in mind, to be honest.
That's crazy. You know what the problem is that like you are so confident on Manchester United every single year, and even when they prove you wrong, you still go for it. But Arsenal, it's like they'll just always stay second.
I know.
I'd rather do
listen.
that than go 15th, 8th,
Listen,
12th,
I know.
17th.
I put Arsenal higher than Man United. I know they're better than Man United. No one. I didn't
No,
debate that at the
I
beginning
don't think
of the season.
I don't think that was a debate to begin with.
Like, I know Arsenal are good. They're just never good enough. That's the thing.
Enjoy your moment, bro. Enjoy the.
But
the
what
yacht.
moment?
I've been
bro, his
enjoying
team
my moment
finishes
since we
15th.
started this fucking channel.
I don't think you're enjoying much of it, bro.
Arsenal hate, I will always love.
We will be there.
So according to VAR FC, it is business as usual in the second position. Arsenal, unfortunately, missing out on the Premier League title, but one that we did not expect to be Premier League champions. It is Liverpool. Under Arne Slot's leadership, Liverpool secured a 20th Premier League title, proving that they were the strongest team in the 24-25 campaign. Mohamed Salah was instrumental, securing his 4th Golden Boot with 29 goals. The Reds celebrated their triumph with a vibrant victory parade in Merseyside.
First, I want to know what'd you guys put? Where'd you guys put them? 5th, 4th?
6th. Really bad. Really ugly
I
for
put
me.
them 3rd. I still put them top 3, brother.
Yeah,
Millie
no,
Oracle.
Millie Oracle,
shit,
bro.
What is
put them
this?
top-
I had them fifth.
I had them 4th. Millie, you put them
3rd.
Millie Oracle status, bro. He knows
Oh no,
so
sorry,
much.
I put them 4th.
Okay,
What was
yeah,
that? Fourth. I'm on my
But,
King Edward shit.
So sadly, this adds 5 points to my tally, brings it up to 82.
So Vavar finishing on 82 points. Pala and Firms, what are you ending your tally on?
I unfortunately ended on 84. I thought I did worse, actually.
And I got 80, so that means Firms FC dunking on VAR FC one
I
more
lost to Fulham. See,
time.
that's embarrassing.
Ooh, on the Premier League.
Premier League.
But unfortunately, Firms FC, you are losing out to Millie FC because I am on 72 points, brothers.
Guy,
They only got par.
That's respectable for me.
That's
Respectable.
It's like that
Respectable.
Patrick meme with the dunking on him.
Bro, I'm just that guy,
Spider-Man.
bro.
Millie FC,
Hang on, Venom.
Millie FC dunking on all three of us is
Yeah.
very respectable.
2 years in a row, I may add, by the way.
Does this mean that this says something about the Premier League as a whole?
Yeah.
It's just so predictable.
It's an unpredictable league.
No, it's the most predictable league.
Unpredictable because the informed can't predict it.
Yeah.
But the uninformed could predict it.
Calling you uninformed is crazy after you won.
Insane work, but listen, I take my win, I take my crown. That's just some Oracle shit right there.
Millie currently holds the Oracle.
I'm Oracle holder leading into the end of the season. Oh,
And,
So-
Liverpool fans, remember this. We didn't speak a word about your season because we don't care.
Okay, wait.
That's
last
how
thing though.
irrelevant that title
Last thing
was.
though. Serie A winning over Prem one more time. Perfect.
What do you mean?
Serie A Dawn dunking on the Prem. So Serie A is a winner again.
Or you could look at it as Serie A got the lowest amount of points out of all of us.
that's called a win, bro.
Yeah, that's we were playing golf. Bro.
72.
Get with the
I'm on
program.
82. I finished higher.
You're 10 over par.
But even with my win, we're going to need to speak a little bit about Liverpool because Arne Slot comes in. We all doubted him, and he ends up winning the Premier League. What a story.
And he got no transfers, which is what's crazy about this.
Zero.
No, this is Kanye, no features.
Yes, exactly. Well, no, that's J. Cole, no features.
He actually got Chiesa.
Oh, he got
Second
Chiesa as
Italian
if-
to win
as
the
if this
Premier
guy
League.
Did anything?
Yeah, he just took a photo with the trophy and called it a day.
But let's not act like he didn't have. He had a lot of attacking options, bro.
Yes.
He was able to bench Gakpo and like
Still play Luis Diaz.
Yeah, Nunez. He was able to bench all those players and still have.
But nobody would have predicted it. Salah, one of his best seasons ever.
One of the best Premier League seasons ever.
Jota got injured too, bro.
Yeah.
This guy is Slot
Salah
might
had
be.
47 goals and assists in the Prem this year.
He tied the record.
Yeah.
You see that
Alex
picture of
Cruz.
him with like 6 trophies in front of him?
Yeah. Aura right there.
Oh,
And there we have it. We have reacted to our Premier League predictions. Let us know where you had these teams at the beginning of the season. But as always, we want to thank our Patreon members for the continuous support you guys show us week in and week out. We just passed 600 Patreon members, so that is a huge achievement for us. Boys, take it away.
bro. We passed 35K on IG, 160 on the main channel, 25K on the podcast
Support is
channel.
insane.
Patreon, bro.
We're almost at 650 already on Patreon.
I can't believe it, bro.
yeah, I can't
You guys are
believe it
goats.
either.
Goats. The PO box, you guys have been killing it. Shout out Shlam Tose for the kit. I mean, nothing but love for the family.
Gracias.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys next week.